A Wolf Called Wander by Rosanne Parry. Narrated by Fraser, Readman. Chapter 2. Watch. All summer, the pack hunts. Growl watches us while they are gone. When the pack comes home, there are steaming piles of elk meat for everyone, and then, best of all, howling. Father begins, and then mother, and then song. The sound of it makes my fur stand up and my tail wave. We pups howl together, each trying to be the loudest, stretching our necks out and up like father does. We draw in deep breaths to win the longest howl or the loudest. But loud or soft, long or short, our howling makes us a pack. All of us, one pack, and this is our homeworld. Our voices bounce off the mountains. They reach for the wolf star. The sound fills me up like fresh water. Growl sounds his low, mournful wails last of all. He is the following wolf, our wrestling coach, and the peacemaker of the pack. By the time the meadow turns late summer gold, I can outrun him, and by the first frost, I can make him drop his tail when I beat the ground with my front paws and raise the fur on my shoulders. Sharp never drops his tail to me, no matter how hard I try. I wrestle him every day, but he slips out of my paws. I run farther than him. I howl longer. I gulp down more meat than anyone. But he is still taller and heavier, louder and stronger. I can run faster than him, but that is my only victory. Mother sees me try and gives me extra licks at sleep time. A lead wolf feeds his pack, she says. No other trick matters. So when the first snow falls, instead of snapping at snowflakes and skidding over frozen puddles with the rest of the pups, I run with father to the game watching place. It takes all my strength to keep up, but I am stronger every day. When we arrive at the flat stone by the home stream, I sit at his feet. He studies the mountainside. I watch him watching. He hears the yowl of cougars and the yip of coyotes and the rattling call of ravens. He hears running water, the splash, grunt, huff of the bear, and the split splat of the salmon hitting the stones on the side of the river, and then the long, contented tear and chew of a bear eating fish. I listen to him listening. An orange-bellied squirrel runs from the base of one tree to another. It is fast, but I am faster. Can I hunt it, father? I get in my crouch, ready to spring. Can you? I am all leap. In a flicker, the squirrel is around the back of the tree and I have crashed into the front. I slide down the trunk as the squirrel goes higher and higher, springing from branch to branch like a bird. I shake the bark bits out of my fur. Father does not laugh at me, but he wags a little. I sit down again and watch my father watch the mountains. The wind blows. Birds talk to each other. There, father, right there. A short-legged weasel thing walks across the stream below us. It is black as night with a broad white stripe from neck to tail and a narrow white stripe down the nose. It is plump. It will be delicious. I could hunt it. I know I could. My spring is ready to go. 2 jumps and I will have him. Father slaps a paw down on my shoulder and presses me flat to the ground. What has your mother said about eating white things? White berries, I say, trying to squirm out of his grasp. White mushrooms. Never touch them, not even a lick. I tug and turn, but he will not let me up. He watches me struggle. I am not even making him tired. I huff and puff and pull and strain and finally roll over and lift my chin to surrender. He lets me go. I spring to my feet, nose pointing at my prey. That is not a berry. It is not a mushroom. It is walking. Yes, walking. In plain sight. Showing us a white stripe. And no fear. What is that animal telling you? I lower my nose and tail. Poison? Worse than poison. I flopped back down in the dust and dropped my chin to my paws. I could catch it, though. I could get it all by myself. Not even a lick. I look up at my father. He is not laughing at me, except for that little wag. I go over to the weasel thing's tracks and learn their five-toed shape. Not Lunch waddles slowly, almost teasing, off into the forest. I feel like whimpering, but then I remember to hold it in and sit up tall. Who needs to eat? Not me. I sit beside my father, more watching. The shadows go long, and he is still watching. The rest of the pups have been playing all day. But father is still watching. My wag is long gone, but I am with him, still watching. A scuffle of noise at the edge of the waterfall catches my eye. A black nose peeks out, followed by the most wild-haired weasel ever. Its hairs are long and stiff and wave out in all directions. It is even slower than the last one. I could catch that thing. I look at father. He is not crouching to stalk it. He is looking at me. Is it delicious? I nose point to the weasel. Probably. The thing goes to a pine tree and nibbles at the bark. The stiff, thick hairs are silver gray at the tips and black at the base. Is it poisonous? No. He wags, just a little. I make a little yip in case it hasn't smelled us watching so nearby. It turns and doesn't back away. Badgers and wolverines are not big, but Mother has warned us about them. Does that thing hunt us? Nothing hunts a grown wolf but men. He is so small. Why is he not afraid? The porcupine fears no one and fights no one. But I could get him in one pounce. He is so slow. Anyone who tangles with a porcupine bows to him forever after. No way am I bowing to that thing. I watch it slowly and clumsily climbing the pine tree. There is nothing sleek or strong or shrewd about it. I will get Sharp to tangle with it. Then I will know, and Sharp will have to do the bowing. The wind dies down, and the sun sinks even lower. Ravens come. They circle father and go out toward the prairie. They circle back, and father woofs to them, as though they can talk. They swoop around him again, so close their long black wingtips stir the fur on his shoulders. Off they go again, back to the prairie. There, father says, nose pointing to open ground below, where the prairie grasses meet up with the trees and ferns at the mountainside. I look and see nothing. Father calls for Mother in song. I lift my head to smell, and faintly it comes to me, a deer and her pup. Mother and song run to father's side. I watch it all, the quick and silent approach, the line of attack, the direction of the wind, the way my father circles around the front, turning the deer back into the jaws of Mother and song. In my head, I'm there with them, chasing, circling, springing. I will feed my pack. I will. Better than all of them. I watch father hunt every day. Even after I grow from a pup to a yearling, I learn, I remember. I run just to feel the wind in my fur and the pound of my feet on the sweet grass and soft needles of my home ground. Sometimes Warm runs beside me, and sometimes I practice hunt him. We work on my stalk, my chase, my spring. He is the perfect following wolf, far better than I could ever be. I will be a lead wolf. I can feel it.